Okay, hello everyone. Good evening. Welcome to Eight Letters Live, and this is our third day, our third virtual book launch for February. For tonight, our guests are it's a group actually, but we missed the third member. Okay, but we have two of them. Everyone, please welcome Anna Lete and AJD. Did I get that right? And AJD,
Yes.
hello.
Yeah. Hi,
Um,
How are
evening.
you guys? We're missing Ryan King, right?
Ryan King and N.
And okay, so there are four. Okay, four of
Yeah.
you. Please introduce yourselves to our viewers briefly
Hi.
and like what you do.
So I'm Anna Lete. I randomly write on Instagram. If you call blackout poetry and
Mhm.
magnetic poetry writing, then that's what I do. And that's AJD.
Yeah,
AJD.
yeah. You can call me AJ, and I have a day job. I'm a email support representative, and then I also write poetry on Instagram. So my handle is, well, maybe that's for later.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Mamaya ipakita nyo sa amin yung mga handles niyo so that we can follow you also. Okay. This is the first time that I've interviewed a group. Okay, so I'm quite interested in your process when you were trying to compile your poems for Collapse the Heavens. So, paano nabuo yung group ninyo?
Okay. So I knew Ryan and I knew all of them individually on Instagram. And then
Mm-hmm.
last year was pandemic and we were really bored. So we had a group, me, Ryan, and N. And we would just
Mm-hmm.
talk about how hard life was last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I was getting into blackout poetry and I just said, hey guys, we should collab on a
Mm-hmm.
on a poem, a long poem, and we should do like 10 pages each. And then I dragged in AJ and I said join. That was about December.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Tapos, yeah. So I said join and then we had no plan in mind. We really had no theme. The only thing I said was basta blackout poetry siya. And I'll go first, sabi ko. So the first 10 pages of the book, that's me. And then the next 10 is N. The next 10 is AJ. And then the last
Mm-hmm.
10 is Ryan. So the process was I just threw out 10 pages and then the next person picked up from where I left off para mabuo yung one continuous story or one continuous poem. But individually, the pages are mini poems as well.
Yeah, ang galing nga nun kasi I understand that it's challenging na to make an entire piece cohesive kasi kung magkakaiba kayong gumawa and then it's blackout poetry, you know. For those who are not yet familiar with blackout poetry, can we have a sample,
Yeah.
Cindy? May sample ba tayo dyan? So, how do you do this? So, is there a text
I,
there?
I,
Tama ba ako?
AJ, do you
wait.
have a
I
page?
think I also have sample.
You have a page there, an actual page. So,
Okay.
sorry, book lovers. I get I think the 20 peso book so book sale, and then I wreck them. I literally wreck them like this. Tapos,
Mm-hmm.
may sample si AJ dyan eh.
Okay. Sige, pakita ka, AJ.
Actually, actually, this is one part of the book. This is a part
Wow.
of the work that I've submitted. So as for me, I don't really do that much blackout poetry as Anna and the others. So currently, I have
Mhm.
one book that I take pages from, and that's where I work my blackout poetry from. So yeah, so that's it. Basically, you just I basically for me, I open up to like a random page on the book that I'm using, and then I try to read the page and then see the words used on it, and
Yeah.
if it makes sense for me, if I can come up with a combination of words that makes sense for me, and I was also able to
Mhm.
connect to the previous works, then
Yeah.
I'll work on it. And yeah, so basically just black them out with a marker. So that's it.
It doesn't have
Grabe.
to be black, ha? It can be red or
Yeah.
gold.
Oo.
Mm-mm.
Pero basta natanggal siya dun sa page ano. I
Yeah.
tried blackout poetry twice, but yun nga I found it challenging kasi it's really difficult to like choose which words would make sense yung sinasabi ni AJ ano. So that said, what made you focus on blackout poetry? Bakit ito? Yung iba kasi like sila yung bumubuo ng words, ng poem. Yung sa inyo is you work on something that already exists.
Ako
Mm-mm.
personally, I find it for the main reason that it's challenging and limiting because
Mm-hmm.
it's easy to, for me at least, it's easy to spit out words and come up with what 100 words on a page or more. Pero when
Mm-hmm.
you're forced to work with a limited set, tapos what if you hate the words and you just have to find a
Mm-hmm.
way to make it pretty? Like that's super cool. Yeah.
I have to agree kasi
Yeah, ikaw.
parang fulfilling yung nakakagawa ka
Oo.
ng bagong idea out of already printed out na page or text. Parang, oh, wow, may ano pa pala, may iba pang story or sense that can come out of this page. And then, sa akin din, lately, I found it kind of therapeutic kasi when you're blacking out, you're just focus on making it neat, parang ganon,
Mm-hmm.
not to accidentally erase the words you were using. So parang when you're doing it, it's kind of therapeutic yun.
Gusto
Yeah.
ko yung example yan, no, sa, meron kasi akong art appreciation class, parang gusto kong kunin yung example ni AJD do sa art as therapy. I never looked at blackout poetry as like therapeutic. Iba
Mhm.
yung effect sa kanya. Um, ano yung parang mga say, maliban dun sa obvious na it was challenging to look for the words. So what else made it a challenge for you to create, collapse the heavens?
Yung getting it out there. To be
Mm-hmm.
to be honest, like if like as indie writers or authors,
Mm-hmm.
because you have to think of how am I gonna put this out there in the world, and then it's like the technical aspect of actually editing your book or laying it out, and because it's all pictures, so it's
Mm-hmm.
not just as a writer, you don't have to just think of your content. You also have to think of the end product. For me, that was
Mm-hmm.
challenging because I was the one who had to take lead in the group na, guys, we're looking for printers, we're looking for publishers. Oh no. That was mainly challenging. Yeah.
How are you, AJD? AJ. Sorry, I keep saying AJD.
Okay
How
lang,
about you,
okay lang.
AJ?
Um, Actually, dun sa process din siguro naging a bit challenging din yung how you jump from the previous work. So since it's a collab na,
Mm-hmm.
so yun din more on how you make uh, the whole thing parang cohesive na. And then actually yun nga, and then other challenges mostly Anna took the lead din nga. But what I can say and I'm glad about is as a group parang we didn't really get that much na parang struggles talaga na as in sobrang mahirapan. But ano lang, yun lang mostly yung about nga sa getting it out, and yun nga yung parang how to make everything cohesive and as a whole pa.
Mm-hmm. I'm interested also in the title. Bakit Collapse the Heavens? Anong meron dun saan yung nahugot yung title?
I think that came from one of Ryan's pages towards the end. And then it
Mm.
fit because the theme, at least mainly for me, it started with like mental health or how it was draining for all of us as a group. And so collapse the heavens is like, you feel like everything is just raining down on you. But then the flip side of that is when it can also mean that hope is coming down for all of us here.
Mhm. Ganda. Even your cover. Sorry, may I ask sino yung gumawa ng cover?
The
Nasa
one who
group
did
nyo rin ba?
no, she's our friend though. Her name is Kat
Okay.
Franca. So we asked her to
Ganda.
do it over.
I was, the play on words, iniisip ko kasi kung may connection din siya sa pagka-collapse nyo nung structure ng isang
Yeah.
akda, no? Natuwa naman ako doon. Pati-pati akma-akma doon sa title, ano? Okay, doon naman tayo sa, like the reward. What's the most rewarding thing about working on this project?
AJ.
For me, I'll go first, yeah. For me, yung to be able to work with other amazing authors, Anna, Ryan, and that was already a reward for me. Um, Yun nga, last year, Anna approached me to join the group. I was the last one in. And pero before that, I was already thinking I want to do a collab with Anna. But on one of her stories kasi, she said parang hindi siya very big on collab. So tapos parang medyo nakikita ko kasi yung writing styles namin, medyo very distinct siya talaga. So I didn't know how that would work out. Pero yun nga, when she invited me na to do the collab with this Blackout Poetry, I said yes. Parang sa loob-loob ko, oh yes, parang gano'n. So, ayun, parang I get to work with Anna and the others then. Tapos eto, so yun nga, as Anna mentioned earlier, this was just like parang we're just thinking Instagram, parang gano'n, post lang na, parang gano'n. Tapos, so ito, parang in itself, having it out there for other people to see, to be able to share our work with others, sobrang rewarding tong experience na to.
Thank you. AJ, ikaw, Ana. Meron bang parang
Working
special?
with the group because working with the group was pretty cool. And we were able to express ourselves through the blackout and then get to know each other more. And I love that. And then what else? Going through this whole process. This is the first time I'm actually
First
doing
time.
it. So yeah.
I was about to ask kanina if what made you decide na, o sige, from Instagram, gawin natin siyang print finally. Parang ganon. I mean, marami ng reach sa Instagram, right? So
Yeah.
parang,
Kasi
ba't
iba,
kayo
iba when
nag-decide?
you hold, it's different when you hold something and you get to flip the pages from just staring at it in your phone. It's like a different feeling. So I think that's why I pushed so hard to get it done. Grabe.
Kamusta yung pero at least nandiyan ako, baga ito na yung like, we call it like your anak, no? The baby. So ito
Yeah.
na yung, dineliver nyo na yung baby, no? Okay. Meron ba kayong parang like, poems there na you found cathartic? Parang, this particular poem represents how I feel at this moment. Meron ba kayo parang ganong klase? Yeah. Like, can you show us like which poem is that? There's a personal story to it,
So
despite it
mine is
being.
the one on page 2 where it goes. There were times I had to go outside and scream my head off. Oh my god, I'm crying. I would scream and scream and scream, just noise and curses. All of the anger, all of the pain. I have some pills. I think you're supposed to diagnose it. It's not really anger or pain. And then I think the next was like, I couldn't help but feel. I had done it. I had embraced danger, an epic disaster. And yeah, that those 2 pages, at least for me, they're so personal. Yeah.
It's also heavy. Grabe, naramdaman ko yun, ha? I thought you were like explaining something. Yung pala, ito na pala yun. Ito na pala yung binabasa mo.
Yun.
Oh. How about you, AJ? Meron kang like personal na favorite dito na expresses who you are,
Siguro for
whatever you
me,
felt?
it's around, I think, page 38 if I'm not mistaken. So I was checking my actual blackouts. So, uh, for me, parang nakakonect kasi ako dito sa 38. Parang, yeah, we've all had our battles. Ay, sorry, it's 28 pala.
28.
28. I'm so sorry. Um, so it's like every one of us had our battles, ganyan. All of us have our own personal struggles, um uh but dito kasi ato i-show ko na lang pala. Teka, ayan. So ayan.
Mm-hmm.
So she stopped suddenly and instantly she turned back to strengthen her spirit into life. So parang it's like all of us have our down moments pero we have to keep fighting kasi. So it's like this point in the story, it's like the protagonist is going through really really bad times ganyan and parang she's on the brink of parang let's say parang disaster but there's something that reminds her na there's still reason to fight and there's still reason to go back from that parang magulong place or magulong experience. So yeah, that's parang strengthening back to life, parang ganun.
Mm-hmm. Reading the excerpts, no, na pinakita nyo kanina, there's something like about the atmosphere, siguro. Maybe it's the blackout mismo na nakakadagdag dun sa atmosphere na yon, no. Pero litaw na litaw kasi yung words. I mean, it's different also when we try to read it ng like on a blank page na puti. Pero
Yeah.
pag dito kasi para siyang kitang-kita siya. So parang sa akin, while reading your poems, mas medyo naapektuhan din ako no kanina. So, wow, heavy gut talaga nito. So talagang pero ito, those two pages are about mental health, tama? Pero meron iba pang like themes sa bandang gitna or bandang dulo, am I correct?
I think it's the main is like coming from darkness to light.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So
Nice.
yeah. So yeah.
So
So yeah,
towards
you
the end, yung
parang
kina Ryan, medyo ganun din.
Yes.
Mhm. Unfortunate lang na hindi natin kasama yung dalawa, no? But I'm sure na they could say a lot also about their poetry. Okay. What is your say purpose or ano sa palagay niyo yung gusto nyong maramdaman ng magbabasa nito? Maramdaman, maisip, ganyan. Or ma-visualize. Lahatin na natin. Imagery, yung parang total ano lang niya. Gusto ko pag nabasa to ng readers, this is the picture they have in mind, this is what they feel sana, and this is what they think of.
for me siguro yung especially for people who are struggling na makarelate siguro
Mm-hmm.
and then na makita nila na they're not alone, that there
Yeah.
are other people who are going through what they could be going through right now. And then yun nga, like what we've mentioned before, we're hoping na makita yung transition from darkness to light, from beginning towards the end, where yun nga
Yes.
parang nagka-transition na siya. And just with this work, we just want to remind everyone that there's always hope. Yun.
Ganda. Yeah, beautiful. How about you, Anna? You have
Yeah,
something
I
to
always
add?
say that we are alone together. So
Mhm.
yeah, I hope that when people read it, they realize that we're alone together. And the end of Ryan, this is the ending, and he says here, we learn while running to imperative hope. So that's such a simple sentence, and I hope that that's what they get out of Collapse the Heavens. That you run
Beautiful. Yeah.
and you run towards something, and I hope that you run towards hope.
It also gives your readers purpose then to live, no? If there are
Yes.
people na yun nga struggling, nakakatuwa. Okay, so it's this. Collapse the Heavens is an improvised tale told through found poetry by four different writers weaving a narrative discovered within the pages of other stories already told. Okay, it's an introspective. This is what I like about your collaboration. No? It's an introspective journey. It's not really meant, I guess, to I mean, unlike other poems, ito kasi parang it makes you reflect more on what's happening to you. I think that's the beauty of your poetry. Thank you so much for allowing us to glimpse the pages of Collapse the Heavens, and for sharing your work with eight letters. Where can we find you, like on Instagram? Where can we find more of your blackout poetry?
So I'm Anna X Mania on Instagram. N is __ alitaptap. Ryan is Vayu King. And
Mm-hmm.
And me,
AJ.
right to remain silent, but with dots. So it's right dot to dot remain dot silent, and the right
Uh,
is as in sulat.
mhm. We will follow you on Instagram so we could
yay!
get to know more about your poetry. Um, Please invite our viewers to buy Collapse the Heavens. Available na siya, no? Tama ba ako? Available na ba sa 8
In a
letter
few
shop?
days. I think
Okay,
it's
in a
going to
few
be
days.
available in a few days. Yeah. So please buy
Okay.
Collapse the Heavens. Yay.
Meron na ba tayong ano dyan? O secret pa muna kung yung price natin, kung magkano? Not sure. Pwede na ba
Not
i-reveal yun,
sure
or
yet.
not sure pa? Okay. So, abangan na lang, no? Abangan na lang natin sa 8 letters bookstore, yung Collapse the Heavens. You've seen their works already. Napakaganda. And, ano siya, ano? Malaman. Malaman, yet insightful at the same time. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. And I hope we could chat with, ano din, no, with King, si Ryan, and si
Ryan.
N. Tama
And
ba? Okay.
yep.
Yung isang IG, sorry, pwede ba nating i-chat, isulat sa chat so we can flash it, yung kay N and kay, ano yata, and Ryan. I think we missed it. Ayan, yung may underscore alitap-tap. And, kay AJD yata, right? Something? Tama ba
Um,
ako?
Here I'll write it down.
Sana
There
makapag-workshop
na
kayo,
po.
no, how to
Yes.
do blackout poetry. Please
Yes.
have a workshop. Well, I'd like
Yes.
to learn to review what I learned. Kasi the last time I had this was what, 2017, I guess. So kailangan na maraming exercise. Wala na si AJ.
True. Oh no, where
Okay.
did he go?
Ayun, Anna, and well, kung di na makabalik si AJ, well, thank you to both of
Thank
you,
you.
and good luck sa inyong writing journey. Write some more. O yan, AJ's back.
Sorry,
Ayan.
sorry, my
I
bad.
was saying, okay, write some more. Yun nga, sana makapag-workshop pa tayo ng about blackout poetry. And
Yay.
see you virtually. Okay,
Yes.
okay. Bye,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you
Bye,
so much.
everyone.
Bye.